This slide gives more detail regarding the Anoka County, Minnesota award. This is a round 2 award. Here we were awarded over $13 million to build out 286 miles of fiber in Anoka County, as well as parts of Isanti County and Ramsey County in Minnesota. We'll be connecting 145 anchor institutions. Our partner in this award is Anoka County, represented here by David Minke. Zayo and Anoka County are sharing equally the match required, with the federal government contributing the remaining 70%. The strand count on the 286 miles is 144 strands and 96 strands, as well as a lower number of strands in some laterals. The service that we would be providing to the 145 anchor institutions is lit Ethernet service ranging from 100 megabits per second to 10 gigabits per second. The status of this project is that we are expecting a finding of no significant impact within the next week or 2 weeks. We have just awarded our final engineering contract, and final engineering will start as soon as we receive that FOMSI. We expect the project to be complete mid-year 2012. Next slide, please. So this is the final slide, and just some observations that we have. I think one important aspect of this program is the importance of public-private partnerships. So it's with our public partners that we're able to identify the need, and it's the public partner that represents the anchor institutions. So we find it a very useful and collaborative relationship to work with the public partner, both in round 1 with Highlight in Indiana and round 2 with Anoka County in Minnesota. Large network, the next observation, large network deployments are business as usual for Zayo. However, with the BTOP programs, there's an additional layer of NTIA, BTOP, Department of Commerce specific rules and regulations that need to be followed and complied with. So we've brought on a compliance officer and a contracts officer to make sure that we're in full compliance. We're already seeing strong demand on both our round 1 and round 2 networks, as well as our other rural networks. So I'd now like to hand over to David Minke to talk about Anoka County anchor institutions.
Well, thank you, Essam. Well, we're getting the one slide that I have. I'll maybe comment. Essam didn't refer to the note on the slide about some of the challenges, one of them being the winter in Minnesota and the other one being the site changes. I will take some responsibility for the site changes, but not the weather. So, spring is here finally. So thank you very much for having us here. This is an exciting time in Anoka County. Anoka County is just northwest of Minneapolis in the Twin Cities metro area. And we really run from the urban part of the metro area up north all the way to the rural areas where there are active farms and horses are very common. So it's a challenging environment to deploy broadband. And Anoka County has several times taken up the topic of broadband, and particularly from the perspective of how do we serve our facilities. We have about 45 locations that are in this project. A lot of schools, a lot of service centers, a lot of sheriff substations, et cetera, that are all over the county. And we've had difficulty serving them. But we have never really saw ourselves as a community network partner. And so a couple of years ago, one of our county commissioners asked us to go out and have some conversation with residents. And so we had community meetings, we did a survey, we did some online survey as well. We met with business people. And we heard back loud and clear that connectivity in Anoka County was a problem. And it's taken us a while to get our county to come on board and want to have a role in doing that. But now that they have, I think we're starting to see the benefit from that. Anoka County also has the challenge of lagging the Twin Cities metro area in most of the key demographics. Tend to have higher unemployment, tend to have lower education, tend to have longer commute times, all of those things that are important to build a community. So we decided we wanted to do something. We didn't know exactly what that was. We knew this grant program was out there. We were interested in it. And so we did an RFP that resulted in us selecting Zayo as our partner. And I think that was one of our best decisions on the project because, as Essam has said, they're in the business of laying fiber. And so we think we picked a strong partner to do that. I guess specifically our project has 34 units of government in it. That includes the county, that includes the University of Minnesota, community colleges, 20 cities, 1 township, a number of separate districts. So it's quite an eclectic group of organizations that really didn't think they had much in common. And I think we're finding through this process that if we're all connected by fiber, we at least have that in common. Some of the problems we had previously and still do with connectivity is we have countywide emergency dispatch. We have fire departments that have such slow connections that they cannot get the benefit of having that computer-aided dispatch. Those trucks are long gone before the data is actually there and able to be used by that department. We have 9 towers that are used for the 800 megahertz system. Right now they're all connected by microwave. There's weather issues with that. There's some gaps in that coverage. This fiber will complete that network and make that more robust. We have cities that are talking about being able to share services. So rather than, and across the country we know local governments are struggling financially. Minnesota's no different. And so we have an opportunity now where if we're going out for software applications for common stuff, human resource management, finance and accounting software, fleet management, that we're finding IT directors who want to talk to each other about doing some joint service. And so we're finding that we're going to get benefit from that. And then our project is also it's got the public side serving the 145 governmental institutions. There's also a private side, and this has been very important to the elected leaders in Anoka County, that Zayo is bringing an open access network to the county that other providers can tap into so that we're going to get better service to our businesses and better services to our residents. There are many people in the county that came to all of our public meetings who can only get dial-up or satellite right now, and that makes it tough. And we have a lot of people who because we're in the ex-urban area, it's a long commute to Minneapolis. We have a lot of people who would like to telecommute who right now cannot do that reliably. And so we think there's a significant economic development piece and a quality of life piece to this. So I guess that's kind of our story. We're excited to be working with Zayo and looking forward to getting the project physically underway. Thank you.